Hello again everybody and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. Today we are on the map Titan Jewel. We've got map edge extension off as well today because the edge extension on this map is really ugly and you can really see where it's mirrored. So because it's pretty clean to see, we're going to turn it off today. So hopefully your eyes should not be blinded by how terrible the extension is. So this map, we haven't seen it before on the channel. It's a relatively small 1v1 map, and you can kind of see it's kind of segregated into a few lanes as such. One path there, one there, one there, and then another one there. Now, interestingly enough, these metal points around here and here are relatively difficult to contest, due to the fact that either player has to kind of go round this little bit and then go down here to try and control that. And it's easier for this bottom side, at least it would be easier for Vedor to control that section there and get those two metal points than it is for Masterbel to control this side here, because he would then also need to hold at least that. So what do we expect to see on this map? Well, we're going to see a lot of harass. It's going to be very difficult for both players to kind of lock each of these kind of paths down without having like units coming by. It's going to require a lot of LLTs to kind of lock this down. So more than likely a lot of harass, a lot of run bys, and units are kind of going to be spread pretty thin across the map here. Now, as the very first units approach Masterbel, we can see that these scouts will get some early damage here. Masterbel's commander is not in a good position here to defend. Now, Rascals lose out to ticks pretty much every time due to the ticks turret transversability. And you can see there, even 2v1, that tick still managed to take down a Rascal in time. And no damage then inflicted by Vedor. So players, Masterbel, currently on a double metal point, now slowly building the third and fourth metal point, playing as Armada and has gone bot lab. And his opponent, Lord Vedor, playing as Cortex and has also gone vehicles. Now, in my opinion, vehicles are a better play here. The reason Masterbel went for bots is because you can start bots a lot easier on a double metal point rather than three. Vehicles are quite metal intensive, so you kind of want to be able to have more metal in order to build them. But he doesn't, so that's why he chose to go bots. But vehicles are a lot quicker, and this map is predominantly flat. So having vehicles that can punch through, and Masterbel is not going to be able to keep up with those vehicles. So we might see Masterbel transition over to vehicles once he's got a bit more in the way of resources set up. This map is relatively metal intensive. A lot of metal spots for a 1v1. They are very spread out, which makes it a bit hard to contest, but there is still quite a lot. And also, when it comes to start positions, it's pretty much guaranteed where players are going to start. So it's no kind of question as to, oh, where do I need to go? Blah, blah, blah. Because, you know, where they're going to be. Now, I haven't mentioned that there are geos on the high ground on both sides here. To be honest with you, due to their positioning, I do not think that they will likely ever be used. The only two that may get used is this one by Vedor and this one here by Masterbel. But the corner ones are in a very risky position, really, to invest into. Oh, but this is going to be a great attack here by Masterbel as he manages to get a whole group of ticks round. This LLT is not going to be able to fire because of the wind, and this is going to be some substantial damage being inflicted. Micro, unfortunately, not there. And the incisors coming out at just the right time, ending up with only a metal extractor being destroyed, and those ticks will now be caught. That could have been a lot of damage. Now, one thing of note is, as of right now, there is a lot of pawns on the map, and not a lot of incisors. And we'll see how quickly these LLTs get destroyed by a group of pawns. Incisors will do a very, very good job versus pawns, but Vedor's in a potentially risky position there. Good, nice bit of attacking. And there the pawns now getting a whole bunch of damage. But mostly trying to focus on those there, which didn't end up doing too much. And Masterbel inflicting a bit of economy damage with the windmills, but also it's just time, right? Exactly. It was like he's messed them up by forcing him to have to rebuild stuff. But as Masterbel has just accurately said, that was costly. Yes, he's used a lot of pawns to do that damage, which hasn't really stopped Lord Vedor pushing out any more units. And pawns themselves don't trade very well into incisors, so he may need to bring up something else that's a bit more stronger, or transition over to vehicles himself. He's trying to defend this double metal extractor point, which is very valuable for him at this point in the game. An attempted self-destruct there of the incisor to deny the reclaim. That's something that is quite important. You can see that when it comes to reclaim wise, not much left now, but there was a lot more reclaim left to be had. Still 200 metal in this early game can be quite substantial. Now we can see both players' metal produced is basically identical. Build power is advantage Masterbel at this point in time, and so is energy production. The metal a second fluctuates very dramatically depending on who's got metal extractors built at what time. A bit early to guess that right now. Masterbel getting an LLT up very quickly to try and push these incisors back a little bit more. But a construction bot will get killed here by this incisor. Oh, Masterbel missing a D-gun there, and these incisors now manage to get by. These incisors are on the north though. There's only 3 of them here, and just look how long they're holding up against all these pawns. And losing a couple, but meanwhile the incisors lost 5 as they pushed into 2 LLTs, but still getting more economy damage here. Another LLT gone, and another metal extractor gone. They won't get too much further into this base. Oh, but priorities taken to get that higher health one, and the LLTs there will stop it as well. Now, Cortex does have a bit of an advantage here with the armed laser towers. Not armed laser towers, armed metal extractors. It's going to be a lot easier for Vedor to hold terrain, because you can see here, not only is he building laser towers, but he's also building armed metal extractors in places where he can to try and kind of hold out area as much as possible. But this is a lot of reclaim to be had here. 500, close to 600 reclaim, and then, you know, you're talking another 350-ish reclaim down there. And considering, oh, and 600 reclaim along the top, that's a lot of reclaim. Surprising no player is transitioning out of anything yet into like a heavier unit. Oh, as I say that, literally Stouts coming out from Masterbel here. Stouts make very, very, very short work of LLTs. And interesting positions now. So as we were mentioning earlier on, this bottom section and top section here relatively difficult to control for either player, and you can see that Vedor is trying to contest this bottom side with his commander alone, and then in the middle at the top nothing's happening yet. In the middle, Masterbel is actually building a very forward factory here to support his commander. I would be very careful for Vedor. He's in a very difficult spot. And all of these people drawing stuff is quite annoying. And as you can see, just how little damage an LLT does versus a Stout. And even though there's like 4 of them there, it isn't really going to do much. And Masterbel actually controlling quite a lot of territory right now. With an area like this, well over half the map is in Masterbel's control. And as the Stouts try and make their push, at the same time we see a lovely Incisor versus Pawn fight here, and the Incisors do win out. And now Masterbel has actually surrounded commander of Lord Vedor. No reinforcements to be had. Vedor's commander completely and utterly surrounded. Desperately needs to get some forces there to assist, but big move by Lord Vedor here. Rather than trying to break out his commander, his idea is to let's inflict as much damage to Masterbel's base as possible. All the units were sent forward, leaving nothing behind to help defend. And with all of those windmills gone, energy completely cut off. These LLTs cannot fire. You can see only one of them firing at a time, and an absolute base wipe from Masterbel here, with basically nothing left, having to build everything in the middle of the map. And that is a huge loss for Masterbel. But Masterbel still with a good group of tanks. That's enough Stouts to kill a commander. Also, rocket bots slowly but surely making their way into where Vedor's commander is. It's not the end of the world just yet. Masterbel does have res bots out. But Masterbel definitely needs to go on the defensive now. That Incisor push was definitely instrumental in Lord Vedor holding this off for a little while longer. And I'm really surprised that Masterbel didn't just push in on Vedor's commander there. And when we actually look at players, you can see now, just due to that attack alone, such bonuses now onto the red team for economy wise. And you can see the 2 places where there is a commander or some form of build power desperately trying to get energy up and running, but these tanks may be coming down to try and change that. No, doesn't seem like it. A lot of open terrain. Surprisingly, nothing going back here to try and resurrect this. It seems Masterbel actually choosing to apply pressure to Vedor's base instead. And here, coming to clean up the trash in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Vedor with these 6 Stouts. Enough to take out all the build power that's down there and all the LLTs. As mentioned earlier on, these brutes rather deal a lot of damage and will take out stuff pretty easily. Oh, interestingly enough though, Vedor's commander getting surrounded yet again. And instead of pushing for the base, it seems that Masterbel decided to actually loop around. Vedor is being constantly cut off. His commander in a very precarious situation. Quite a lot. And yet, surprisingly, nothing has come from it just yet. And what was a very advantageous position for Vedor now has come pretty much even when it comes to fighting, army value is pretty much identical at this point, even though Vedor's maintained his base throughout the entire time. But he's just losing expansion places. And the res spots that Masterbel have may end up being the thing that wins the game here, is they're slowly just in the back area, resurrecting stuff, slowly but surely making a bit of a dent. Meanwhile, see, this is a good amount of units. 21 units there. If they did decide to go for Vedor's commander, that'd be a pretty big hit. You can see that there's stuff down here, and knows that there's stuff up there. This just shows how much small this map is, how much that radar covers. And this construction vehicle is going to get killed here, but big opening now potential. Is Masterbel going to make the push? It doesn't look like he is. Masterbel also slowly taking back this rear territory here. If Masterbel maintains this position, which he is doing a tremendous job at doing, he is going to be able to then backcap this back area, and then we'll actually end up having more economy than Vedor, who's been obviously alive for a while and hasn't lost his main base, and yet nothing yet. Constant pressure being applied to Masterbel to Lord Vedor's commander. And Vedor is trying to secure this bottom area with these LLTs here, but LLTs aren't going to do too much, really. And a bit of economy damage done as a single solar collector gets killed. This brute kind of more used as a scout to find out what's going on. But this could be a problem for Vedor, as the exact same tactic of a bunch of incisors are being played against him that he did to Masterbel. The difference is that Vedor actually has energy. There's also a lot of construction turrets there ready to eat up the incisors. Not quite enough incisors to do irreparable damage. I'll put some pawns there now as well. And just kind of trying to go in the corner. Meanwhile, these stouts versus maces, not stouts, I keep saying stouts, brutes versus maces is not going favourably for Vedor, as he loses tank after tank. And the Resbots managing to get caught there and killed, but this is a lot of res now to leave on this top field. 2k metal. At the same time, Vedor now applying pressure to the southern side of Masterbel's formation in the middle here. Again, this isn't going to be enough tanks in one place to make a dent versus the huge amount of maces now. But it's still applying that pressure. And Lord Vedor's commander now actually also moving to the start position of Masterbel, which is quite funny. Very difficult for both players to hold any form of ground here. And this construction vehicle, you can see rapidly rushing up here to this reclaim field. 2.4k metal and more being added as time goes by. He desperately needs to get all of that reclaim, but it is so close to Masterbel. It's going to be difficult for him to get all that without just adding more and more to it. And as we can now see, that's up to 2.7. The vehicles just really aren't made for reclaim gathering quite as effectively as bots are. Those bots are obviously pretty agile. And although he does manage to get 200 metal of that, it's now just increased instead up to 3,000 rather. And the difficulty now for Vedor is that he's trying to contest in multiple different locations. Surprisingly enough, also not rebuilding the metal extractors in that bottom side. Masterbel did take a break from unit production there to get some resbots up. And Masterbel just slowly building lots and lots of laser towers in the middle of this reclaim field here, to trying to contest it and get these resbots to do their work. But this is quite a substantial group of brutes here, and more coming out as time goes by. Vedor's commander in an extremely precarious situation here. He has no idea what's going on. I'm really surprised he didn't cap any of these metal here. He's literally just on his own, round the back of his opponent. I was just like, what? I guess Masterbel just thinks that that's like, you know, a normal construction vehicle. He doesn't think that it's the commander, because otherwise he would not be like contesting up here so much. He'd be like pushing the commander and just be like, yep, well, I'm just going to end the game and get him off. Army value now still very even. Well, for now, the reclaim field is going to cause a bit of problems here, as that army value is going to tick up and up. Also, advantage a little bit given here to Masterbel, as Resbot managed to get that exploiter back up and running. If he manages to get a construction vehicle as well, that will be very advantageous for Masterbel, being able to build armed metal extractors. But fair play to Masterbel not giving up when he lost his base to begin with. Most players would have just been like, nah, I'm done, I lost my base, GG. But still putting up a fight, and putting up a very, very valiant fight at that. It's not just, you know, thinking, oh, I'm just going to waste time here. He is actually in a pretty strong winning position here if he keeps this up. Vedor losing pretty much his entire army. And now Masterbel in a tremendous position here. And Vedor's commander pretty exposed to steal another 4k metal in the center, right next to Masterbel's new base. It just shows that economy doesn't necessarily mean everything. As we can see, metal income is 200% advantage to Lord Vedor here. But with Lord Vedor not able really to use, well, he is actually using it all, but all of the units that he built end up getting killed and then just coming back on Masterbel's side. Not able to build up a substantial enough force to win the game. And also his ability to expand has been drastically diminished. He has no extra construction vehicles. He's just lost one there. Hasn't managed to recap any of his expansion metal extractors. Whereas when it comes to map control, Masterbel actually has a bigger slice of terrain if we just kind of include this bit around here than Vedor does. Vedor slowly just walking back, trying to get back to his base by the looks of it, building up metal extractors as he goes, but this might be the end for Vedor, as he's just trying to build units here to defend, but this is more than he can really deal with. Actually seeing him transition over to bots here just purely because he needs more units on the go and he just doesn't have them. Defensive drastically going up here. Dragon's Maws hoping that they'll do some damage here to save the day, but he needs units. I think this is GG for Vedor here. I don't think he's going to be able to save his base for very much longer. Also, not only that, but economy. Huge difference. Huh. And rather than try and push the base here, Masterbel actually just being like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to kill the commander. And chasing down the commander. Masterbel doing a tremendous job now with bunches of beamers in the middle. And basically claiming all of the reclaim fields. It just shows how important reclaim is. Vedor was ahead in pretty much every metric after he destroyed Masterbel's base, but never built up a sizable enough force in order to actually defend or to kill Masterbel off. And because of that, throwing in like small chunk after small chunk ends up getting him killed. Now he is trying to secure his extraction point right now with the forces that he does have. But I don't see that happening somehow, as all of his forces are getting annihilated on that hill. I'm going to go for a bit of a cinematic angle, as Masterbel just has sheer overwhelming force. Surprising that Vedor has just not called a GG at this point, but again, yeah, never know what's going to happen. Just look at all those halos. How many of those brutes? Most of that army is brutes. Most of that army is resurrected Vedor units. And as the final push of the map comes in, Masterbel pushing all of Vedor's resurrected units into the base. Not only that, but those resbots raring to go just behind, ready to get any of that reclaim. And instead of pushing in, they're deciding to finish off Vedor's commander. As Vedor now tries to desperately run up the way, but ain't gonna happen. And he could desperately try and D-gun for life, but that is not going to be enough D-guns to save him there. Well played. Masterbel with the victory there. Tremendously well done. Masterbel, even though he lost on every metric here, managing to win the game. Very, very well played. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.